Hello! Kei Korono is an ordinary guy who tries unsuccessfully to find his place in the world. One day, while trying to save a stranger from under the wheels of a train with his high school friend, the hero gets himself killed and materializes in a strange place, with a weird orb named Gantz, announcing that they have a chance to start a new life. The friends receive missions from Gantz that could end their existence forever. But what if this deadly race is the purpose of life that Kei has been looking so hard for? Kei is a diligent student who is trying hard to get a good job. While waiting for a train at a subway station, he reads an entertaining book about how everyone has a place in this world that allows them to realize their potential. He is distracted from memorizing the lines of wisdom by a provocative promotional poster. After looking at which, Kei notices a guy passing by. He is surprised to see his former classmate, Kato Masaru, and awkwardly turns away when he meets Kei's gaze. As a train's arrival is announced at the station, an unconscious man suddenly falls onto the tracks. The crowd is terrified and confused, and none of the adults make any attempt to help. Gathering his courage, Kato rushes to the tracks, unable to lift the man on his own. The boy desperately turns to the crowd for help, and Kei catches his eye. But the boy retreats, embarrassed, and Kato must pull the man out on his own. By the time he manages to drag the victim onto the platform, the train lights are already blazing nearby, and it's now Kato who has no way to get out and risks being crushed. At this critical moment, Kei rushes to his aid and lends a hand in the hope of pulling the guy out of the trap, but ends up falling on the tracks as well, and the train, running at full speed, hits them both. Moments later, the guys open their eyes in an unfamiliar room with several other people and a mysterious black sphere, Gantz. After examining the doors and windows, the characters realize that all the exits are locked and trapped together. Kei and Kato finally talk about how they remember each other from school, and then recall that they have just been hit by a train to their deaths. The other inmates in the room join in their conversation, and it soon becomes clear that everyone in here is dead. The blue beams of the orb suddenly teleport in another girl, who appears naked right in the middle of the room. The thoughtful Kato immediately covers her with his jacket, and as soon as the girl regains consciousness, Gantz suddenly begins to play ominous music, and then a message appears, stating that the old lives of those present are over. The orb's screen then instructs the kids to destroy an onion alien, at which point the orb suddenly opens. Kei sees a weapon hidden inside and a trapped man hooked up to life support systems. In addition, inside the orb, there are individual cases containing suits and personal weapons for everyone in the room. Among the bewildered company is a silent guy who is already dressed in a suit and stands quietly against the wall, uninvolved in what is happening. After a short time, the heroes are suddenly teleported away, and the entire company appears outside the building. Dumbfounded by this turn of events, the heroes decide to take advantage of their freedom and head home. Hearing this, Nishi, the silent guy, suddenly starts talking. He tells the group that his father is a producer, and they all find themselves in a reality show where they have to carry out assignments, and there is a reward of $100,000 for successfully completing the mission within 20 minutes. This prospect interests some of the gathered kids, and at that moment, the target indicated by the sphere, an ugly onion monster, appears nearby. And everyone except former classmates Kei and Kato and the girl Kishimoto rushes after it. The company manages to lure the victim into a trap, where they ruthlessly execute the little alien in front of a stunned Kato, who has managed to catch up with them in an attempt to stop the massacre. But following the onion monster comes a new threat. A terrifying monster with a green mohawk on its head, and a gauntlet with sharp claws is about to finish off everyone present. Their desperate screams reach Kei, who is wandering around the alleys. The hero finds the source of the sound and witnesses a gruesome, bloody massacre carried out by the giant, now intending to finish off Kato, who is paralyzed with fear. Suddenly, the monster is knocked to the ground by Kishimoto. The indicators on the girl's suit light up, signifying that it is activated, giving her strength and protection from pain. Despite the powerful blow, the monster rises again, but suddenly gets trapped in tight restraints. This clever trick is done by Nishi, who immediately emerges from the darkness and executes the monster with a shot from his gun. 1 minute before the time expires, the survivors are teleported back into the room and appear as they did the first time, wearing clean clothes and without injuries. Surprised by what has happened, Nishi tells them that nobody apart from him has survived before and announces the rules to his bewildered friends. When the countdown on the timer expires, Gantz announces the points they have scored. All competitors have 0, except for Nishi. He is awarded 5 points, and his total becomes 79. Realizing that the guy has been here for a long time, and that there is no reality show, Kei tries to get an explanation out of him by threatening the boy with a gun. but Gantz suddenly teleports everybody away again. Kei wakes up in his room. The hero gets ready and goes down to the subway, heading out for a job interview. In front of the committee, he accurately repeats the wise words he had memorized from the book, but doesn't manage to answer the counter question. Word of the failed job interview quickly spreads among his peers, who unceremoniously ridicule the hero in class. A fellow student, Tai Kojima, tries to comfort him, but Kei nonchalantly brushes her off as he remembers Kato. He looks up the address of his former classmate in a phone book, and upon coming to the address, realizes that the house is no longer there. As he wanders the streets of the city, Kei suddenly finds the place where the night's bloody fight with the monster took place, and is spotted there by Kishimoto. It turns out that the girl also remembers him and everything that happened. Moreover, she woke up in her room wearing the protective suit that she brought with her. Kei tells her that he's been trying to find Kato without any success, and on the way home, offers to walk Kishimoto home. In response, the girl unexpectedly asks the boy if she can spend the night at his place. Settled in Kei's room, Kishimoto recounts the story of her death. It turns out that the girl had broken up with her boyfriend and could not find the strength to deal with the emotional turmoil. She took her own life in the bathroom, and this morning woke up in the apartment where she used to live with her ex-boyfriend. Kato, meanwhile, wakes up from a nightmare in his room. He sees his little brother asleep next to him and goes to the bathroom to wash away the horrible memories. But all of a sudden, he sees in the mirror that he is teleporting again. The guy, along with Kei, Kishimoto, and the new victims, shows up in the room, where Gantz once again plays his creepy song and gives out a new assignment: to eliminate the cheerful alien, Tanaka, who loves his boombox. The sphere reopens for the participants to take their weapons. Nishi, called to the mission many times already, explains the rules again. He also reveals that many people have already been summoned and everyone but him is dead. When the smug guy teleports away, Kishimoto realizes that everyone needs to put on their suits, and the group panics and starts unpacking their cases. The grandmother and grandson, not having time to put on their equipment, are teleported to a parking lot, where a creepy monster with a boombox immediately appears. The alien instantly massacres the innocent victims, whose bodies are found by the just teleported Kei. In front of him, the guy also sees the terrifying alien in a striped sweater, whose mouth lights up. It's a sign that a deadly shot will follow in a matter of seconds. But Kei is unarmed, as his gun still hasn't materialized in this reality. Just seconds before his imminent death, the gun appears in his hands, and he manages to fire back. The blast wave deflects the alien's attack, but Kei is knocked down. The monster is about to fire a second shot, but redirects its blow at Nishi, who suddenly appears nearby. The guy is flung to the vent hatch, after which the vicious monster leaps at him in a sharp plunge and pierces the hatch along with Nishi, driving its victim into an underground trap with no one around to help. Nishi's protective suit breaks under the monster's powerful blows. The guy can no longer bear the heavy blows without pain and desperately begs his team for help. Brave Kato once again rushes to the rescue. The hero manages to neutralize the ruthless monster for a while, but it doesn't help save Nishi, who, dying in Kei's arms, asks to score 100 points and bring him back to life. Without giving the heroes time for reflection, the enemy returns to the fight. He roughs up both Kato and Kishimoto before Kei, who has managed to activate his suit in the heat of the battle, bravely takes the blow. The hero gains extra powers and furiously pounces on the mechanical alien, trapping himself in the car with it by the end of time. Under the monster's incessant blows, he tries to reach for his gun and finally manages to blow the alien's head to pieces. However, the car explodes along with the alien, after which Gantz teleports the team into the room. The heroes appear there without Kei, but after a few agonizing seconds, he nevertheless shows up in front of them unharmed. The time allowed for the mission has expired, and Gantz announces the number of points scored. All the contestants have 0, except for Kei, who is awarded 7 points. He recalls Nishi's dying words about scoring 100 points, and asks Gantz what happens if he manages to do so. The sphere answers that there are 2 options. If you score 100 points, you can either erase your memory and free yourself from the game, or you can resurrect a person that you remember. Once back in normal life, Kei begins to explore the possibilities of the suit and discovers incredible abilities that help him realize his potential. The next night, Gantz again summons the team on a mission, along with the new strangers who have died in real life. Now operating confidently in a familiar situation, Kato urges the new arrivals to put on their suits, and soon the armed team finds themselves on a mission, where they get attacked by a huge stone monster. Everyone tries to hide from it, except for Kei, who has learned the power of the suit and transformed into the once confident Nishi. The arrogant hero asks Kato to take the team away and leave him alone with the monster, and eventually he does manage to crush the giant alien. However, when time runs out, Gantz doesn't teleport the team back to the room, but starts the timer anew. The heroes realize that there is another target on the grounds. They decide to look for it inside a temple, where they find the Hall of 1,000 armed Buddha. Stopping right in front of the statue, Kei receives the first blow. Thousands of blades violently pierce his body, but Kato manages to pull his bleeding friend from under the strikes, leaving Kishimoto to take care of his wounded friend again. Kato sets out to fight the merciless monster on his own, but after preparing his weapon in the hiding spot, the hero realizes that the monster is no longer where it used to be. Kato cautiously explores the perimeter, trying to find it, and receives the first unexpected blow from behind. The monster is about to attack again when Kishimoto, all of a sudden, enters the battle. The alien, noticing a new target, prepares his deadly blades for an attack, but suddenly freezes. Seizing the moment, Kato draws his blade and bravely rushes into battle. Knocked back by countless blows, Kishimoto once again tries to defend Kato and gets herself killed by the alien's sharp blades. Rising to his feet, the valiant Kato rushes back into battle, but the 1,000-armed alien guts him again and tosses his mauled body towards Kei. The only survivor, having lost his friends and with wounds all over his body, Kei gathers his strength, activates the power of his suit, and resolutely throws himself into one last fight. The monster easily stops his strike, but the hero manages to escape the meat grinder of the sharpened blades. Spotting his cannon, Kei rushes to it in a desperate leap and grabs the weapon, but the monster neutralizes the possible shot with a shield from the blades. Moreover, a huge statue of Buddha suddenly grows out of the small figure before Kei's eyes, breaking through the roof of the building and bursting outside. With its heavy stone palms, the monster tries to crush the unarmed hero, but the guy manages to dodge the blows. At that moment, Kato gives a signal from below, and with the last of his strength, throws his gun to the hero. The armed Kei jumps straight into the jaws of the furious alien, ruthlessly shooting it up from the inside. Having dealt with the threat, the hero returns to Kato, hoping that his friend will teleport away with him. Holding his hand tightly, Kei finds himself transported to the room with the other survivors mere seconds before the timer resets. As the countdown expires, Gantz shows the photographs of the dead, among whom Kei sees Kato and Kishimoto. Having suffered through despair after the deaths of his friends, Kei returns to the next mission with the firm decision to use all his abilities and skills and continue fighting to collect enough points and bring them back. As always, you'll find the name of the movie in the video description, and in the comments let us know, what choice would you make in a similar situation had you scored 100 points? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next awesome retelling.